Okay, as you know, today we're going to learn chapter 4 in Hilchas Beis Abchira. As you know, today is the 4th day of Av, and as we explained in Shabbos, there's 8 chapters, so each day you learn another chapter. So today the Rambam discusses the actual structure of the actual building of the Beis Hamikdash. In other words, the structure itself. So not the courtyard, not the Ezras Noshim or Ezras Yisrael, it's the actual called the Heichal. How big was that? And he says during the second Beis Hamikdash, they built it 100 by 100 by 100 by 100, which means the length was 100, the width was 100, and the height was 100. What? 100 amot. Amma is 1.5 feet, so the height was 150 feet of this building. The width was 150, and the length was 150. This building only included 3 rooms: the Kodesh HaKadoshim, the Kodesh, and the Ulam. And on top, they built a second floor, which was called Aliyah, which was on top of the Kodesh and the Kodesh HaKadoshim. This structure was made in a very strange way. The foundation itself was 6 amos. 6 amos is 9 feet thick. That's part of the height. Deep. So the depth of the foundation is 9 feet. And it was a solid cement, the entire bottom. Then, on top of the foundation was the actual wall of the height of the wall. Because if you go from height, the height itself was 40 amma. So the wall is 40 amma, which is close to 60 feet the height of the wall before you reach the second floor. So this height is, let's say, so they're 15 feet. Over there, it was 60 feet to reach the second floor, 60 feet. It's like twice the height of the shul downstairs, just the height of the ceiling. Okay. Then, before they get to the second floor, they had 5 amos between the first floor and the second floor. Why do they have 5 amos? He says 1 amma, they called it the beauty of the first floor, that they had the chandeliers and all these beautiful decorations which took the space of an amma. On top of that was 2 empty amma space which they called base dilfa. I don't know, it was a funny way how they built structure where all the water used to gather there in case there was like water coming from the top floor or from the roof. That was the space where the water would gather and not come into the bottom floor. So it's called base dilfa. So it was a 2 amma space, which is like 3.5 feet of empty where they kept air. On top of it, they put another amma thick, which was called the roof of the first floor. And on top of that, another amma, which was the floor of the second floor. Then the second floor, the height of the second floor, was another 40 amma. So another 60 feet. On top of that, again 5, and then they had a mica. A mica is on the roof of a building. That means the top roof. You have to build a fence around the roof. In case someone is on the roof, they shouldn't fall off. How high was this mica? 3 ammas. 3 ammas is 5 feet high. Then on top of this gate, they built an amma of metal spears that was all around this gate, that no bird should be able to sit on the roof of the Beis Hamikdash. So if they sit, they would be stuck and dead. So there was no roof, there was no birds hanging on top of the roof. Altogether, that's 100 amos. That's 150 feet. I just gave you from the bottom up. You got it?
No basement?
No basement.
The triangle spikes that the birds would get nailed on if you
Yeah.
hit it, was it just on the border? There was all over the roof of the
just on the border of the whole roof, all around the roof. The roof was a few feet under it, because on top of the roof there was a wall around which was called a gate, a marker that people shouldn't fall off. On top of the gate of the roof was these spears that the birds shouldn't sit there.
In the perimeter or the whole?
Perimeter.
So they can sit in the middle?
Yeah. That's what he asked. Ariel said that they can sit in the middle. Yeah, good question. Now, one thing I just want to mention, because this the Rambam says in chapter 4, this chapter.
Maybe it's both because it's shrinking, no? Yeah, birds are
So birds shouldn't be. So the birds can come in the inside. You're saying. Okay.
Maybe the birds don't come inside, it's so much
Should
condition.
just fly out?
Maybe they just were there. Maybe they couldn't even get there. Maybe I don't know. I have no idea why. It's a good question. He's asking why wasn't there spears all on the roof. A good question. Anyway, the last and not least is about the stone. We didn't speak about it yesterday. In the Kodesh HaKadoshim, which was this holy room, was this stone which was called Even Shesia. In the time of the first beit hamikdash, the stone was only 3 inches high. The rest of the stone was beneath the earth. So when you walked into the Holy of Holies, you just saw this amount. You didn't see a big stone. Today, when you go where the mosque is,